Your brain is running code designed to control you. It's 1:37 a.m. Your phone is the only light in the room, painting your face in a pale, flickering glow. You swore to yourself you'd shut it off at midnight, that you had the discipline to just put it down. You told yourself, just 5 more minutes. But that was 45 minutes ago, wasn't it? Yet, here you are, your thumb still flicking upward, almost of its own accord, chasing the next heart, the next laugh, the next wave of outrage, the next whatever. Sound familiar? But let's be clear about something. Don't blame yourself. This isn't a failure of your willpower. You're not weak. You are running a program, a script that was written for you, installed in your brain long before you ever created a profile. It's code written by some of the smartest people in the world, and its only purpose is to keep you doing exactly what you're doing right now. Tonight, we're going to crack that code wide open. We'll expose the architecture of the machine, because once you understand how the trick works, the magic fades, and you get to decide if the show goes on. Picture this. You step into a casino. Every slot machine is programmed to hit the jackpot at exactly 2 p.m. every day. You walk in at 1:59, pull the lever once, collect your coins, and walk out. Would you ever feel the urge to go back? Of course not. It's predictable, it's boring. The architects of Las Vegas and the designers of your social media feed understood the same fundamental principle of human psychology. The magic isn't in the reward, it's in the maybe. Social media platforms have mastered what psychologists call a variable reward schedule. One pull of the digital lever, one refresh of the feed might bring you nothing but posts you've already seen. The next might bring 20 new likes, a funny meme, and a direct message from your crush. This unpredictability makes your brain's reward circuits fire relentlessly. It unleashes a flood of dopamine, the neurotransmitter of wanting and anticipation. And here's the critical part. The biggest dopamine spike doesn't come when you get a reward. It comes in the moments of anticipation. It's the thrill of the what if, the waiting, that your brain becomes addicted to. Your mind is being rewired, not for satisfaction, but for endless craving. It trains you to keep pulling that lever long after the feed has turned stale and the rewards have stopped feeling good. But that's not even the worst part. Do you remember the internet of 2006? Websites had pages. You get to the bottom and you'd have to make a conscious choice. Click the next page button. It was a tiny pause, a micro moment of friction, just long enough for your brain to ask, do I really want more? Then Infinite Scroll arrived. Invented by Asa Raskin in 2006, it was designed to remove that moment of friction entirely. Now the page refills itself before your brain can even finish asking the question. There's no bottom. There's no logical place to stop. Raskin himself has since apologized for creating it, admitting he didn't foresee how it would be used to deliberately keep people online for as long as possible. The results were immediate and staggering. According to reports, the average user session length on Facebook nearly doubled in the months after they implemented it, and it never looked back. Every extra minute you spend scrolling is another ad they can serve you, another piece of data they can collect. Your attention, chopped up into 15-second, easily digestible chunks, has become the new oil, the planet's most valuable and fiercely contested commodity. Congratulations, you're the oil well. But that's not the worst part. You wake up, your mind is still soft from sleep, and you reach for your phone. You open Instagram, and before you even had a chance to drink a glass of water, 300 highlight reels have flashed before your eyes. A friend's perfect beach vacation, a colleague's promotion, someone's flawlessly photogenic brunch. Our brains never evolved to process this volume of curated perfection. For thousands of years, you compared yourself to maybe 50 people in your village, people you saw in their totality, with their good days and their bad. Now you're comparing your behind-the-scenes reality with everyone else's polished, filtered, and algorithmically enhanced highlight reel. Sound familiar? Research from institutions like Stanford has shown that mood and self-esteem can measurably drop after just a few minutes of scrolling through these feeds. The effect is especially potent at night, when your cognitive defenses are down. Your tired mind forgets that people crop out the messy parts and take 30 shots to get the one perfect image. You put your phone down and drift off to sleep with the quiet, gnawing feeling that everyone else is living the director's cut, while you're stuck watching your own blooper reel. But that's not the worst part. Remember telling yourself you just checked the news real quick? You open your feed and then there it is, a political scandal, a natural disaster, a heartbreaking story of injustice. You keep scrolling, looking for more information, for updates, for something. An hour later, you surface from the digital depths feeling wired, anxious, furious, and utterly bone-tired. That's doomscrolling, and it has a direct physiological impact on your body. Each negative headline you read is interpreted by your nervous system as a small threat, triggering the release of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. It activates your sympathetic nervous system, the same one responsible for our fight or flight response. Your heart rate increases, your breathing becomes shallow, and your muscles tense up. Over time, this constant low-grade stress disrupts your sleep patterns and keeps your body in a perpetual state of alert. Therapists are now treating doomscrolling like any other compulsion. The cruel irony is that the very platforms that deliver this stress are also the cure we turn to for distraction, creating a self-perpetuating cycle of anxiety and scrolling. But that's not the worst part. Your brain is equipped with a remarkable set of cells called mirror neurons. When you see someone smile, these neurons fire as if you were smiling yourself, allowing you to feel a flicker of their joy. They are the biological basis for empathy. Social platforms have learned to weaponize them. The algorithm doesn't just show you what you've liked, it shows you what gets a reaction. And no emotion gets a stronger, more immediate reaction than outrage. When you watch a post of someone expressing anger or injustice, your mirror neurons fire, your own pulse quickens, your outrage glands start to pump, as if the injustice happened directly to you. The algorithm notices. It sees that outrage drives more engagement, more comments, more shares, more time on the platform. So it learns to shovel more anger your way. It curates a reality for you where the world seems to be constantly on fire. Not because it necessarily is, but because the machine has learned that apocalypse equals clicks. Your feed becomes a distorted, funhouse mirror version of the world, reflecting back only its most infuriating angles. But that's not the worst part. Right now, social media use disorder isn't an official diagnosis in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, but many experts believe it's only a matter of time. All over the world, clinics are already treating patients with textbook symptoms of addiction. These symptoms include tolerance, where you need more and more screen time to get the same buzz. Withdrawal, that antsy, irritable feeling you get when your phone is dead or missing. And relapse, where you try to quit for a few days only to fall back into old habits. The World Health Organization predicts that by 2028, some countries might even start recognizing it as a basis for disability payments. This might sound ridiculous, but remember, there was a time when doctors actively endorsed cigarettes. Society's understanding of what constitutes a legitimate addiction is always evolving. But that's not the worst part. The price of this endless engagement isn't just measured in minutes, it's paid in the currency of our real lives. Productivity. Studies show the average office worker gets distracted by their phone dozens of times a day. Some research suggests it can take over 23 minutes to regain deep focus after just one of these interruptions. Our ability to do deep, meaningful work is being shattered. Relationships. A study from the University of Michigan found that the mere presence of a phone on the table during a conversation can decrease feelings of empathy and connection. You don't even have to touch it. Its presence alone sends a subconscious message. I'm only half here. Physical health. This one is more visible. Tech neck, chronic eye strain, and sleep debt have become so common that physical therapists have coined the term eye posture syndrome to describe the cluster of physical ailments that come from hunching over our devices. But that's not the worst part. Publicly, the tech giants talk about connection and community, but leaked internal documents paint a very different picture. In memos from 2019, Facebook's own researchers stated, "We also have compelling evidence that our core product mechanics are a significant part of why these types of speech flourish on the platform. They knew their algorithms were causing harm." A former Twitter engineer was even more blunt, admitting, "We built outrage into the code and never priced in the fallout." When whistleblower Frances Hogan came forward, she revealed documents showing that Facebook knew its platforms could be toxic, especially for teenagers, but repeatedly chose profit and growth over safety. Conflict is profitable. Outrage prints money. Here's the good news. You've now seen behind the curtain. Once you spot the sleight of hand, the trick loses its power. You can't be manipulated by a system you understand. So let's try 2 simple practical tweaks tonight. These aren't about deleting your accounts. They're about taking back control. First, flip your phone screen to grayscale. Your brain's reward circuitry is highly stimulated by bright colors, especially the little red notification badges. Turning your screen to black and white makes it instantly less appealing and can significantly reduce unconscious scrolling. Second, move every single social media app off the first page of your phone. Put them in a folder on the second or third page. This forces you to make a conscious effort to open them. That extra half second of swiping creates a pause, giving your prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain, just enough time to intervene and ask, "Wait, why am I opening this again?" Users who implement just these 2 changes have reported significant drops in their usage, with some studies showing a reduction of over 20% in just 1 week. Let us know in the comments, what's the longest you've ever scrolled in one sitting? Social media promised us global connection. For many, it delivered a powerful form of compulsion. It promised a village and gave us a casino. But real, genuine connection is still out there. It's waiting in the unfiltered, uncurated world just beyond the hamster wheel of the feed. The next time your thumb hovers over that colorful little icon, remember what it's designed to do. Remember the variable rewards, the infinite scroll, the comparison traps. Remember that you are not the product being sold. You are the person who gets to choose what deserves your attention. Guard that power, because your attention, once you fully reclaim it, is the rarest and most valuable superpower of the 21st century. And if you want to arm yourself even further, be sure to subscribe, because in our next video, we're exposing the 10 tricks social media uses against you.